So let's see what is in the ether regarding you and your situationship status. Divine Man have 3 best cards. Information regarding energy on the situationship status. Uncertain. My intentions are not yet clear. I'm still trying to figure out, or I'm still trying to figure you out. Goodbye. The time has come to part ways. And then travel. I think we should take a trip. There's a lot of mixed messaging going on. It feels like on both sides as to what you really both want or where you really both stands in regards to this connection. It is definitely a situationship status or situationship. That's not up for debate here. You both have an understanding of that. But this goodbye, the time has come to part ways. This feels more so like an ultimatum type energy than it is a thing of where you really don't want to be with each other or don't want to continue on the path that you're on. But it feels like it's a thing of where, since I didn't get what I wanted or what I thought we agreed upon, or my version of what we agreed upon, then I'm going to have to just come to part ways. But it's more so to get this person to get in line and get in step, versus it needs to end. I think we should take a trip. This is energy of wanting to kind of like give. It's supposed to be about detachment, but it really is about trying to create. But it's really about the only way to detach is to create the distance and to distract with a environment that is completely different from what you are dealing with right now in order to get your mind off of this person and under your control. But it is not going to control your impulses more than likely. It's going to be very difficult to do because again, it's very anti or opposite of what you really want to occur within this situation. You do want things to keep going and keep moving forward, but there is a certain point of where, like that uncertain energy. My intentions are not yet clear. I'm still trying to figure you out. And so that's really, it feels like it's a two-part. You're thinking towards this person. My intentions are still not yet clear, and you're on the side of I'm still trying to figure this out. So hence, at the center came that goodbye for, an attempt at leveraging some type of control or at least getting to things moving towards your advantage. And then the travel is getting out the way. So this person won't be able to have access to you easily. This may be something, this ultimatum and this goodbye may have been something that you recently dropped. And so you have to be out the way because it would be just very convenient for this person to pull up or do something that would completely derail the plan of trying to get the power shifted in terms of who's having the strongest effect right now in the connection. Somebody wants to be on top. No offense, but I got to drive. Like that type thing. All right. So, and it feels like that person is you. So let's get into it. Divine Man, have 10 best cards. For more details on this situation, please. Okay, so starting off with 10 of Wands energy, this has been a struggle, a battle for you as of late. Very hard for you to carry a little bit of this, what feels like a dead weight around your emotional, or carry a dead weight on your emotional back. because of the fact that you've been harboring whatever caused you to come to this ultimatum with this person in terms of proceeding with any contact with you has been brewing for a while. Look at the young lady. She's struggling to bring it. She's making this move. She has to do it because she's got to make this move, right? It's like if you have to move out of your apartment and move into another location, and you don't have any friends in the area that can come help you and do everything else. Well, shit, you still got to move. So you're either gonna have to hire people to do the work or the labor, or you're gonna do the labor yourself. Hopefully, maybe there'll be some good Samaritans when you get to the bigger stuff in the area, carrying like looking at, oh, this poor lady, let's go help her move her couch. Like, hopefully you got that kind of community that you move it into, but maybe not. You know what I mean? Regardless of what's going to happen, you got to do the heavy lifting. You got to get it done, right? Because you got to move. So with this situation, that's what's happening here, where this is why the ultimatum was given, is like you're tired of carrying this burden that this person is either overlooking or contributing to, that you're dealing with. The Ten of Swords in reverse, as stated, this is not something that you really want to have come to an end, because it's not taxing on you in that way. It's not toxic for you. It's actually feels like it's been a situation that's been serving you overall, but it's just the way this person is moving and their attitude towards how they're treating you, or how they are valuing you and your time being spent. There's something going on with that. There's something either they said or they've done that has shown you that they're trying to act as if it's whatever. And it has never been whatever. It's been all right, but it's not going to be just it's whatever. You have the Seven of Pentacles upright, Three of Swords in reverse. Go ahead on with your bad self. Like, you know what you got yourself into. You know what the work was going to be. You know what you were going to be able to do. And you also knew what you wanted to have in addition to the other stuff that you're working on. So let's just talk you. This is a situation of where you have a person that you're very attracted to, and they have a lot of good qualities that complement what you got going on right now. And they want something convenient, and so do you. Perfect. Excellent. As it was stated up front, everybody know what they're supposed to be doing. Keyword, supposed to be doing. Now you're doing your side of things, but this person recently moved around you and started somehow, some way putting more on your shoulders emotionally than you're willing to carry. And they're asking for too much. And somehow, some way, they're not reciprocating either in appreciation for what you've been managing, in addition to what that's not in this job description. Just being a good, kind person. And they're taking that for granted, as to think that you're doing this because you all are. No, that's not it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I don't do shit. But I'm doing it because it's the proper thing to do, human to human. Let's just make it real simple. You were having a tough time in a tough way. I can help you with that. So I did. I was in a position to. I made the choice to. It was the good neighborly thing to do. Looking out for someone that I care about, that is a source of pleasant pleasure for me. Why wouldn't I want to assist you? Because again, you're a source of pleasant pleasure for me, and vice versa. Be in my advantage to make sure you're okay if I can contribute to that. But this person is taking it like it's supposed to be that way. Go slow down. Not saying you shouldn't have that, but this is not that type of situation. I don't have those types of responsibilities and obligations to you. It's optional for me. It's not mandatory. This person has been treating it as if that part of you doing a bit extra, going above and beyond, is now the norm. It's just mandatory. No. Incorrect. That's why the Three of Swords is there in reverse. Like, you're not heartbroken about it, because there's nothing to be heartbroken about. This person just got things a little bit twisted, and you got to get them straight. Seven of Cups upright. First, emotionally, you were a bit confused because, the divine has asked you, like, that's what the emotional confusion has been about, in terms of, like, you were doing the kind and right thing for this person who, again, what you guys have going on is mutually beneficial. You care about them. You want to make sure they're good. Why wouldn't you help them if you have the resources or the information or the knowledge or the know-how to do so? It'd be silly not to, right? However, you were confused in the sense that you felt like you made the wrong decision, because feels like more work is coming from it. It wasn't just like a one-time thing. But you couldn't have known that because it was a first time thing too. Like, it was the first time you actually did something like this for them. So you didn't know that it was going to lead to a subscription. but you can still cancel at any time, hence the travel. Um, Death card upright, the Knight of Swords in reverse, Moon card at the center. Okay. You got some things brewing. That's what you want to take this travel time for. You need some disassociation and detachment in a couple of ways. Disassociation in the terms of you can't see this person, and there's somewhere somehow you all being in each other's space is convenient. It's easier to do than you realized. So you wanting to travel, whatever that means for you, and to get out of your normal spaces for a while in order to begin to detach yourself and disassociate yourself with dealing with this for a while, right? So that you can get into your own headspace and really be able to clearly hear what the divine is trying to expose that is being hidden at this moment. Knight of Swords is in reverse of where they're going to try to press and get this call in, or try to get to contact you some kind of way. But in order for, oh, actually, death cards in reverse. This transformation is hinging upon you really taking that time to get away from everything. There's something very important about this. Now, this person may feel like they have a tether to you, or again, you're a very sweet, kind-hearted, compassionate, nurturing energy person, right? So they're used to leaning on you. And as of late, like a lot of, there's just been something where they've ramped up the conversation, something where they're constantly trying to pull and get things from you. And it's just like, no, I was really wanting to assist and make sure that you were good. But this is not, I'm not a resource for this. Like, I was able to help you. I was resourceful in that moment. I was trying to be proactive. But again, it was as what's good for them is good for you type thing. It wasn't really like you laid down and was like, I'll lay on in front of the bus for you and well, all of that. That's not what's going on. There's something about the way that they're communicating and what they're expecting from you. Again, that's transitioning to the point that it's feeling more of an obligation to you. It's feeling more like a relationship. The lightheartedness, the funness, the convenience of things it's no longer being convenient. The Moon card is here. Then they have the Nine of Cups and then the Fool card. So your willingness to want to step away and that's your standard for you. Again, there's when you're being disrespected or you see that you're being taken advantage of, you immediately are nipping it in the bud without so much as a big to do about when, where, how, why, what. It's more so like this is the result. Like there's been plenty, for instance, there's been plenty of opportunities for them to correct course and get things together. You've had some sorts of conversations going on trying to hint towards this person to try to get them into a place of where you could have this conversation, or that they could get clarity and understanding of why things are switching up or to them, but changing for you, right? So, but they just keep like acting as if that's not happening. And so now you've just come to the point where like, I've said enough, I've done enough, I've tried enough. It's time to say goodbye. And this Nine of Cups is here where you will come into a happy, emotionally balanced and happier state with not being involved with this situation right now, because it's just too confusing for you. And there are some things that you need to examine before you take this next leap of faith in the direction of either turning this Knight of Swords upright and having a conversation with them about your expectations and what you want and getting things back on track. And if not, then things do need to come to an end officially. Okay. Because right now that goodbye is just like, it's goodbye, I'll see you later. It's not goodbye like forever. The end, we're done here. But you do need to take some time to figure that out. You may be in a situation where you feel like you don't need to tell this person anything about what it is that you're going to do. In reality, that is true. But in terms of being just polite and respectful, you feel there's a conflict there for you doing this. In this case, it feels like the divine is saying with this Fool card here, this is what's best for you to really tally up and see what, if this may have run its course at this point. Because when it starts to get too complicated, is that what you want with this situation, with this person? All right. Divine, may we have 4 more cards for guidance. Moving forward, strategy moving forward. Okay. So you've got definitely got some good energy and good days ahead here from the choice that you're starting to make. Again, when you make a choice to remove yourself from situations that are no longer serving you, it is not always a peaceful transition, if at all, most of the time, especially if you're in a situation where people are getting more of what they want than they should. They're not going to just, okay, they're not going to do that. You know what I mean? And that's why most people avoid endings, because they get messy and people, you thought you knew a person until things come to a close. And that needed to be said, I feel like, because there is this fear here, hence that 10 of Wands of pulling this along. Like, maybe if I just do a little more out, I'm on a snag, they'll come out of nowhere and start picking up the bag and we'll have it upstairs, but, or picking up their load, carrying their load. But this person is, if you're seeing a pattern with them, then that's it. They've made that decision. They're not correcting course. They're doing what's serving them. This devil card in reverse is for you not to get addicted to wanting to try to get things back to the way that they were. The past is the past. It is done. Back then is not now. Okay? It may be time to just say, okay, we've had a great time. Let's end on a high note, or the highest note as we possibly can. And because when I see you out in public again, I don't want to have this bitterness or this ugliness and things. It's just like a nod and wave. Hey, no, it doesn't. I just don't want it to be that type of. I don't want to carry that kind of energy. I want to send out that kind of vibe, and that karma has to return. Good karma, bad karma, indifferent karma. I don't. I don't want to set up a place where I have to have something coming back to me that's going to be icky. Right? So with that devil card in reverse is like the divine is saying to you, have it within you, and you're already on path to resist the crazy that comes along with disconnecting from someone that you really like and are not too happy that you have to do it with. The 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands at the center is letting you know that once you do this, once you really begin to let go of this person for all the right reasons rather than holding on to them for all the wrong ones, you'll see your situation begin to come into balance in your environment. And with you being in your environment, you'll find your harmony again. And the 6 of Wands is where you'll have a victory for yourself. Because you'll have let go of whatever they were burdening you with or trying to pull you down with. And it could be something that pulled on your heartstrings and everything else, whatever's got going on. Like, how could you do this to them at this time? But there's also the consideration of why would they want to put that energy on you when you were being cool and helping them and assisting them, because that was, again, the right thing to do, the good thing to do, the human thing to do, than to try to burden you with that, knowing full well that is not what y'all are dealing with or talking about and making assumptions about things. When you're in a foxhole, you need help. You help them. But that doesn't mean now you're responsible for them. King of Swords in reverse. And now, because that manipulation has been seen, the King of Swords goes into reverse. It's going to be thwarted. And you're going to really see a deeper self of this person, a deeper version of them, and how they handle the manipulations not coming to pass. You're going to see something else from this person. So you probably need to brace yourself. Because again, when a person is getting everything they can stand, so they can't stand no more, and then all of a sudden, because of, well, it's not working out. Well, I don't see anything wrong. Well, there's really, of course, there's nothing wrong on your side. You're getting all you can stand. You can't stand no more. I'm the one that's coming up short, and I really don't feel like I've already made my decision. I don't feel like rehashing all this shit. I mean, you are a part of the situation. You ain't noticed I ain't been, on 10 with you lately. Like, you haven't noticed this? This is a shock. Well, no, how could you notice? You've been too busy getting what you want. So, you see what I'm saying? All right. That is your session. I do hope it was of assistance to you. And do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. I hope to see you again.